kitu iko live sasa. Let me see. Okay, by the time we start. Tuko live. Wewe kwani ni saa ngapi? Okay, I see. Tuko live. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Siasa wewe, siasa. Siasa mpaka inakufanya unaingia live. Ati uende kuaddress bloggers. Hata nimetoka kwa bafu very quickly. Because Happy New Year, Roy. Tuko salama, we are here. Felix, Happy New Year. By the way, I hope you have bought bundles because I'll only address this once. Kutoka hapo kila mtu abebe mizigo zake atembee na Yesu. Aende pale anaendanga. Sasa tukingojea watu waingie kwanza kwa live. Kabla sija address hapa kamati ya rochafu. Can you imagine? Mimi sijui nyinyi kama mliletewa magifts za kufungua mwaka. Sasa mimi nilikuwa naletewa magifts. Kuna marafiki zangu very very interesting. Ati Muhesh hatutaki uende unenepe huko bunge. So you must keep healthy 2024. Ati so wameninunulia mpaka supplements. Kuna mtu akaniambia, sijui omega 3, sijui nini. So mkiniona na meza hizi madawa, New Year's resolution. Nimeambiwa what is it called? Your health first. Alafu vitu zingine kando. I don't know what's happening to this chair. I feel like I'm low. Okay, good. Please munisamehe. Mimi sina mahali ambaye nafanyanga live. I try not to bring my family business into my politics. But what do we do now? So, yes, Happy New Year. Niko hapa nawasikia. Tuanze na omega 3. Ati after dinner. We are trying to lose weight hapa, my friend. Mtu wangu 2024. Tunajaribu kukeep healthy. So daktari amesema supplements, watu wa DNLG mnaelewa hii maneno. Wanasema alitukunywa supplements. Alafu kuna besha yangu mjinga sana. Hebu ona. Ati Muhesh, you need to lose weight. Akaniletea zile mavitu za DNLG. You people. Lakini maisha. So, Happy New Year. Wacha nitume masalamu kwanza. Kiptum. Nimepata salamu. Happy New Year. Salamu kwako. So I think tunaweza anza. I mean at 56 people unajua the truth. The truth can be watu wengi wanaweza enda kuambiana wale wajaingia. Ama aje? Ama tungoje wafike 100 ndio wako karibu kufika 100. Jana nimekuwa na wageni. So I was doing some cleaning. Aya. So, first of all, watu mkiambiwa ukweli mkubali tu. Because hata mimi saa zingine nyinyi mnaniambianga ukweli. Then I'm like, enyewe hapo kuna ka ukweli fulani from a distance. So jana nasikia nimeongea ukweli, imeuma watu mpaka wameenda kutafuta ma bloggers, you know? Waanze kuingia sasa ile siasa nyinyi hamjui propaganda. Siasa ya propaganda. Mpaka sijui wameanza kusema nini na nini. So the whole day from morning nimekuwa nikitumiwa ma messages. Muhesh, this is not right. First of all of us, before we join politics, we have a history. Unless kuna mtu amezaliwa tu hivi, pap! Kama Kenyatta, akaingia siasa. Alizaliwa State House. Otherwise, kila mtu, kuna mahali alienda shule, kuna watu wali-interact nao, kuna vitu walifanya akiwa high school. Juzi nasikia, Muhesh matatu, nini. Me, I used to be a teenager at one point. Tuliendanga club, Hata naona hapa kuna ma ex-boyfriends hapa wangu wanangangana. Lazima, kwani unataka kusema hii time yote wewe ulipatikana tu hivi, pap ndio ukaolewa, tuliolewa, tulipata watoto. So, you know, this assumption that utaamka tu ucreate narrative ati juu ni mheshimiwa uende kumwaribia familia yake ama nini na nini. By the way, that is one thing I always said, I will always address. Na mimi, you will not threaten me with that kind of propaganda. So Osoro, you should know better. You should know that mi ni ule dem, nitasema tu kweli. The only thing, I always have a rule in my politics. I will never attack your family. I will never talk about your kids. I will never talk about your wife. I will never talk about your uncles. I will never talk about your... Nakwambia hata sisi hii siasa yetu ya Kisii, zile vituko tunaonanga hivi tu kwa mabiwi, tunanyamaza kwa sababu siasa ni siasa. I engage you as a politician, you engage me as a politician. I engage you as a man, you engage me as... Lakini kwanza kuniingizia watoto, family, nini, hapo sasa, that is where I draw the line. And people, you can go and check my politics inside. You know, I'm very young in politics. 2019. Niambie, nitolea hata clip moja mahali nimeingia kutukana any politician's relatives, to talk about their marriages, to talk about their lifestyle, to talk about their children, legitimate or otherwise. Mimi hawezi nipata hapo. Hiyo hutanipata kwa hiyo siasa. Never ever. Na kama hiyo ndio kutafuta kura, mimi nilishaambia Mungu kama ni hivyo, I exit the scene. Hiyo sitaingia. So let that one I've put clear. So this morning, I've been sent for a couple of screenshots by people, well wishers, wakiniambia, Mhesh, hao watu wa Osoro, wameenda wamekaa chini, wamepewa form ni ati tuende tutukane huu mama, tuanze kuleta siasa ya kuingiza family members. First of all, my name is Gloria Magoma Orwoba. Orwoba is my father. Magoma is my father's mother. My grandmother. Those are my names. Jina zingine zote sijui. Zenye mnataka kuniekea sijui. Hizo zingine zote. Those are my names first of all. Secondly, I come from a family of 4 siblings. So we have a firstborn. Wacha sasa ni wataje majina ndio zile mapropaganda ziko huko kwa ground. Mtawacha kabisa. Na mabloggers tukimalizana na hii tutapelekana na sheria. Ndio ukiamka siku nyingine unataka kwenda kinyume cha sheria utakumbuka wewe pia ni Mkenya unafuata sheria. So, our firstborn is called Lea Nyambeki. Wakili and very, very, very successful at what she does. She has her children. She has her career. That is our firstborn. Our secondborn is called Lilian Kerubo. Very successful. She has her children, she has a life, she has her career. So, huyo nayo mkitaka kumtafuta mumtafute. Mtandao ni kubwa. I am the third born. Inchenkuruku, Gloria Magoma. Third born. My name is Gloria Magoma. Our fourth and last born is called Wesley Nyanduko. Those are the only children of Mr. Mbera Orwoba. Now, you all know this story because I have brought it here in Facebook. I have talked about it in shows. It has not been a secret. It's just that I do not like bringing my family into politics. I say, Nyencho, they are not politicians because they're not politicians. And you cannot start imposing your public life to them. But because today I have promised you the truth, so that this darkness na wakamati wa rochafu, they can sambaratika mahali wako, watoroke. Now, my father, Mbera Orwoba, was a civil servant. God rest his soul in peace. My father, Mbera Orwoba, had 4 daughters with my mother. I have a mother. Bloggers, I have a mother who is alive. Na musianze kunitafutia mama. Mimi sina upungufu wa mama. I have a mother who is alive. And she's my mother. And she's alive. So stop killing her in your stupid blogs. Shame on you. Shame on you bloggers munajijua. Mwache yu jinga. My mother is called Esther Kemunto Obachi Machoka. Wale ambao munajua mtu anaitwa Fred Obachi Machoka, the blackest man in east of South, that is my mother's brother. Aya. Munachora family tree. I hope munachora family tree. So that musiende kudanganywa na hao bloggers. And you know, Osoro, let me tell you something. I'm going to clear this so that you have nothing else to come and waste other people's time with. Okay? Wewe na hao bloggers wako wote. So that I can educate you. Now we can now discuss ideas. We can discuss siasa ya ukweli ya development. Wacha kwenda kunitafutia mama mpya. Munanipatia mama mpya. You think I don't know who my mother is? Shame on you. My mother is very much alive. She has 4 daughters with my father, Mbera Orwoba. In 2022, when I was in the middle of campaign, at the climax of campaign, right before party primaries, my father, who had been ailing, a long illness of a combination of diabetes and cancer, a very long illness, more than 2 years. Unfortunately, my father died January 2022. And you know this story. So, wacha niwaambie hapa niwapashe. Muache kudanganya watu huko kwa village. My father, when he died, and you know, because he had been sick for a long time, my father, first of all, you should know, was the deputy chief economist at the office of the president. He was not a stupid man. He was not a man who does not know what to do with his life. He was not a man who did not know kujipanga. Alijipanga. My father put his house in order since even before I came back to this country in 2019. As a matter of fact, he kept on telling me, Orwoba, Gloria, don't Mr. kuingia siasa. Unajua hii siasa, wataanza kukuchokora, blah, 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 story. And I kept on telling him, I can take it. But today when I woke up in the morning, I thought, shame on all of you idiots. Shame on you sitting there thinking you can bring nonsense propaganda of dead parents into politics. I'm not going to keep quiet. I will address you. Now, when my father died in January, na mtani samea na hasira inakuja. Kwa sababu naona mabloggers wengine hapa nyinyi ndio mlikuwa mpaka mnaniwekea mama mwingine. Shame. Anyway, when my father died, January 2022, those of you who are aware, because this was something that has been in the public, I have relatives. A cousin of mine is called Henry Nyangechi. Henry Nyangechi is a former town clerk in Kisii County, a drunkard bastard, and the former chief of staff of Governor Ongwaya. He was even fired because of this kind of nonsense. Henry Nyangechi, for the longest time, has been trying to grab my father's land. That is the truth of the matter. In Sameta, where I come from, my father's land, which he later gave to our firstborn and what, Henry Nyangechi, and I hope with those people here, your agents, watakuletea hizi vitu, has been trying to grab that land since time immemorial. Even when my father was alive, Nyangechi, my father would call me for meetings and my sister would sit down and say, this your cousin here is trying to grab, because they are saying that because I don't have any sons now, it is time I give them this land. Unaona ile ujinga huko pia kisisa zingine? Because now, Mbera, you have 4 daughters, they don't deserve any land, they don't deserve any inheritance, they should not get anything, then you should, he had been now sasa waanze kuingia kipindi ya kugrab property. My father knew very well that these people, the moment he breathed his last breath, he knew very well that these hyenas would come here guns blazing. He knew. That is why years before even his sickness progressed, my father put his house in order. My father has a next of kin who is our firstborn daughter, Leah Nyambeki. He put his affairs in order, he planned his things, he did everything. Fast forward January 2022, my father dies. It was very shocking. We even went to hospital where these people, these same bloggers and their relatives and their cousins, and including the sitting MP right now. Let me, you're not just a woga. Take me wherever you take me. I have evidence. The sitting MP there in Bobasi was part of this. They sat down, had a meeting, came up with a narrative. A woman who had been assisted by my late father's sister, now my auntie, and God rest her soul in peace, Auntie Agnes. A woman who Auntie Agnes was a teacher. In her teaching career, she met another teacher who had been kicked out with all her children and was being abused, didn't have anywhere to go, didn't have any place to sleep, was with her kids. And my sister, Auntie Agnes, who is married to my father's brother, decided, you know what? I'm going to assist this woman. Auntie Agnes took that woman in. While they were looking for a place to keep her as she tries to figure out where she's going to set up her new life, Auntie Agnes akampanga wapi? Kwa boma ya Orwoba. Akamwambia, as nimeongelesha ndugu yangu, you stay here. Okay? That is the woman that these idiots now are trying to say married my father. When my father died, Nyangechi the crook, former chief of staff of Governor Ngwaya, my cousin, that idiot, he went, picked all those politicians because it was during campaign. What did he do? He picked them, wakaweka kwa kikao, akawakalisha chini, akamwambia najua venye tutaiba hii shamba. Not knowing that the land and everything had already been handed over to the inheritors, whoever was my father was dealing with. So they sat down, they went to court. So my father died, was it on a Tuesday? On Sunday, we had a funeral service for my father, and his wishes were very clear. I'm not going to discuss his wishes with anyone. His wishes were clear, even down to the service, down to everything. Yeah? So we have these crooks who have sat down. They even came for our meeting on Thursday, ya matanga, at my sister's house. And if I'm lying, you can come here and write. Because me, I even have recordings, I have photos. They came for a meeting, we were grieving. We were 4 daughters. They came for the meeting. They even advised us on how we were going to draft the obituary. We drafted, we took that thing to be gazetted. On Sunday, when we were on Saturday, when we were finalizing the funeral service, we were served with a court order that we cannot access my father. That there are some people who have gone to court to say, we have stolen the body of their husband. You can imagine the shock that we had on our faces. The first person I called was my mother. I said, "Hi, Mommy, umeenda kotini kutuchukulia court order now we want to give daddy a send-off. What is happening?" My mother was shocked. She said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "No, we have been told there is a woman claiming this is the what? This is the husband, and she needs to be given the body to bury." These are the things that happen in Kisii County because women apparently do not have a voice. Unaelewa? Nisilie kwa hii clip, najishikilia tu. Wacha kwanza nikunywe maji. Na kuona hapo blogger, tuna deal na wewe kotini mkitoka hapa. So, we sat down. When we went to look at which people have served us the court order, we find that this woman, who my auntie assisted and took in during a very critical time when she could have even died out of homelessness and she was sick and what. Amechukuliwa with this man, wamemconvince aseme that she is the husband of my father. They have drafted a whole fake story stating how that she was even married, dowry was paid. They have brought witnesses. So what did we do us? 4 helpless daughters trying to bury their father. We said, sawa, tuende kotini. Si wametupeleka kotini, tuende kotini. We were in court for 6.5 weeks. My father was in Umash funeral home for 6.5 weeks because a woman who had been taken in by my father's sister. Sister, yani, my father has a brother who got married. That wife of my father's brother took in this woman. Suddenly, she's claiming my father's body. So we said, who are we? Do we know? We don't know anything. So, tuende kotini tusikie. These people did not even know the first thing about the person they're claiming is their husband. That woman came to court. God rest her soul in peace. Because she thought that hizi vitu mnafanyia watu hapa duniani, Mungu haezi kudeal na wewe. Yeah? She thought that she could just get away with anything. She stood in court. She could not even give my father's second name. Forget second name. Birthday. ID. Nothing. A photo. One photo of you and this your husband, who you claim you have been married to for 20-something years. One photo. Okay, we said maybe she has a problem with the memory because we understood she was sick. Tukasema wacha tusameane hiyo, wacha tuendelee kuuliza. The court proceeded for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. She brought all her 4 children to court and stood them in the stand and made them lie. One of them is 30-something years old. Akasimama akasema ni babako Mlikuwa mnaishi wapi? Haizi sema. Mlikuwa mnafanya ni haizi sema. Ni babangu kabisa Kwa nini unasema ni babako? Hivyo najua ni baba yangu. Hata nikona wameleta fake birth certificates putting my father inside there. Mimi nakwambia hii maneno ya shamba. Don't be too short. Okay. Na saizi uko na simu. Hebu pigia baba yako simu. Hana namba ya. He was talking a week before. Hata nilimuongelesha kabla kwa mgonjwa. Ulikuja kumuona? Sikukuja kumuona. Hujamuona miaka ngapi? Miaka nyingi, lakini najua alikuwa mgonjwa. Nini. Lies after lies after lies after lies. Then us, because who are we to judge anything? We said, please, if these children are my father's children, please, you have the body. The body is in the mortuary. I want all of you to go. My sister told them, our firstborn sister told them, sisi hatuna shida. Watoto wa baba yetu, we accept. Sasa muende mfanye DNA. The mother says no. We said go and do DNA. All of you are my father's children, right? Do DNA. Do DNA so that we can now know how to go ahead with the funeral with my father's children. The mother refused, claiming she doesn't have money. We said we'll pay. We said we will pay for that DNA. Wakakataa wakupatikana ngo. You understand? They refused. All of them, all 4 of them. Obviously because their fathers were known. In fact, the firstborn of that woman, by the time they were coming to court to say that this is that my father is their father, his father was in Kenyatta hospital ailing. Months after that, his father died, and huyu kijana alienda matanga kwa baba yake. Secondborn knows them. All those children, they know their fathers. They know their fathers. So how wamepangwa, wameambiwa hii shamba, this is how we are going to grab ile shamba, because you know hii boma haina mwanaume, haina kijana, hawa ni wasichana, lazima tuwanyanyase, lazima tufanye nini, lazima. And so they came. One thing, my sister is a lawyer. My sister told them, and my sister spoke to us. We were very bitter because we could not imagine that this could happen to us. My sister told them, we cannot deny you any legal proceeding. Mumeenda mmechukua injunction, just come and do a DNA. After that, we deal with my father's children. They refused. Till today, they have not refused to do DNA. Even the court case that they, okay, now let me fast forward so that I don't give you more stories. Wacha tuachie hiyo hapo. So obviously, they did not prove nothing. It's like strangers showing up and saying, it's like your caretaker at home showing up and saying he's a wife. So now anataka mwili yako zike. I mean, they did not prove nothing. So the court hearing, you can follow the proceedings. In fact, after this, I will post the court matter so that you go and follow the proceedings and make sure that you are informed, not listening to bloggers from a politician who thinks that they will use my father's death and my father's, to think they can play politics with. The court proceedings are there. The judgment is there. Actually, immediately after the judgment, there's one daughter of that lady who reached out to me. I'll send even the screenshots. And started asking me for rent, apologizing, saying, all sorts of things. And because, you see, that would happen during siasa, I could understand how other politicians were using the situation to try and hit me. So I let it go. It took me time, but I let go of it. And I said, you know what? My father has been given a send-off, the send-off that he asked for. He has been given a proper send-off. And I'm going to let it go. Sita shikilia hiyo kitu. Wacha sasa we move on with life. Fast forward. when we are doing State of the Nation address in Parliament, I'm receiving phone calls, telling me, oh, pole, umefiwa, oh my God, rest her soul in peace. So I called one person from Kisii nikamuuliza, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Akaniambia, unajua ule mama mwenye alikuwa amewasumbua, nasikia amekufa, she had cancer. I knew she had cancer because even when my father started dealing with her, trying to get rid of the squatters, because she brought other people there, she was already sick. And I used to tell my father, you know, hata kama you want to do things in order, mama ni mgonjwa, please, you know, she's a woman, try and deal with her properly. No. My father was like, you don't know what these people are planning, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. So when we are doing State of the Nation address, I get all these phone calls. When I call one of the people, they tell me, ule mama amekufa. I'm like, mama mgani? They tell me, ule mama ambaye alikuwa anajaribu kuchukua mwili ya baba yako ndo azike apate shamba, amekufa. So I said, gosh, that's so shocking. And then I forgot about it. The next thing, my sister, our firstborn, the next of kin, and the person, someone is asking me, why should you even explain all of this? Because it is something that is lingering, and political, my politicians think that there's such a big secret behind it that we are hiding. They have even started saying, ulienda kutupa baba yako kwa msitu. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. I cannot even, ni venye tu sasa nimekumbuka mimi niko senator. Zile majina ningetoa hapa kutusi watu, but shame on you. That's why I'm addressing it, so that I cannot address it any further. Now, this woman has died. Me, I'm told she has died. I'm like, oh, pole, I go about my business. The next thing, my sister calls me and tells me, because my father's land in Kisii is where my mother's home was built. My sister is the firstborn, so my father handed over that land to my sister, the firstborn, who's also the administrator and the firstborn and the next of kin to my father. So my sister calls me and tells me, anaambiwa huyo mama wanataka kumzika huko, and she's wondering what the hell is going on. So I tell her, you know, the best thing I can do for you, because you see, my sister, first of all, has no links to Kisii. By virtue of her being the firstborn and being, and the land having my mother's house that was built by my father, she inherited the piece of land. So she tells me, I'm told that these people want to bury their mother there at our home. I told her it cannot be. I don't think they would do something like that. Then she tells me they are doing it. So I tell her they can't. My sister is a lawyer. She follows the law. She went to court in Ogembo and took an injunction. Said there are so and so people, they want to bury someone at the land. The court was heard for over 7 weeks. We are now actually 2 months. They've been in court. They came with the usual songs. Oh, she was a wife to whoever. I don't know what. Even that court proceeding is public. It is public knowledge. So I am addressing this, and I'm going to address it the last time. And Osoro and all your people, let me tell you, and any other politician, including Obiri, who thinks they will use my father's name, and some bullshit propaganda to try and smear my father's name. You know, forget siasa. Hii siasa tunacheza leo. Kuna watu walikuwa siasa last term, and you don't, where are they today? So the one thing I will safeguard is my father's legacy and my father's name. And that one, if it will cost me my political career, so be it. So Osoro, don't try me. Don't try me. Don't try me. Mimi, don't try me. Mimi, I do not rely on politics. Politics is not do or die. Above and beyond politics, I came from somewhere, a career. So don't think I will give everything and even risk to let people ruin the good name of Mbera Orwoba, my father, who raised all 4 of us single-handedly. Don't think you will try that nonsense here. That case in Ogembo, they were told, come. You want to bury? Come and tell us where you want to bury. All sorts of stories, non-substantiated stories. In fact, in that court, They themselves went to that court and said, actually, we are not the children of Mbera or Orwoba. Themselves, it is on record in Ogembo. In Ogembo. They themselves, there are people who went to court, they know that. They said that. And they were even asked, how did you manage to get a birth certificate in someone's name who now you are clearing to say that that is not your father? They couldn't even comprehend. Si baba yetu, lakini tunajua mama yetu alikuwa ameolewa. Shame. Obviously, because this country has got rules, regulations, laws, and a constitution, obviously, they could not substantiate none of the things that they were doing. They couldn't substantiate. They themselves admitted that severally, Mbera or Orwoba tried to remove them as squatters from that land. In the court, in Ogembo, in front of an audience, in front of a magistrate, in front of witnesses, in front of everybody. They themselves. Then you think you will hang this thing over my head? Somebody coming to court to admit that they were in another court spilling lies. In fact, if it's just because my sister is very lenient, my sister should actually have now taken them to court, because what were they doing in Milimani court? Lying. Under oath. Under oath. Lying. Because at that time, pressure ya wanasiasa ilikuwa imewaingia. Pressure imewaingia. Wanaambiwa wewe sema. Because they were trying to make sure that I don't get the ticket for Bobasi constituency. Shame. Obiri. That is why you're not seeing peace in your home, Obiri. Because you cannot use people's death to play politics. There is even a guy who stood for Senate, and he was under UDA. I forget his name. That's how irrelevant he was. He stood for Senate during the last elections. He even went and stood in a podium saying, Ninche, I'm the one who is going to bring you Orwoba's body. Playing politics with a dead body? Who the hell? Promising the electorate that one of the things he's going to do as a senator is bring my father's body so that they can bury my body and teach me a lesson. That man today, that man who was playing politics with my father's body, is nowhere to be seen. So today you have the truth. Now this woman passed away after a very long illness as well. She had breast cancer. She passed away. When the hustle started and they were trying to bury at our home, my sister, of course, tried to engage them. It didn't work out. She went to court. I picked up the phone. And because I knew that this thing will be spinned into all sorts of narratives. I have the recording here. I picked up the phone and I called one of those girls. Because you see also, I'm a mother, I'm a woman, I'm a daughter. So you also can't just say, where's kuwa mgumu? And I could understand that they were getting pressured by external people to do whatever it is wanataka kufanya. Yani walikuwa naekwa pressure. Uyo lazima, all sorts of things, including inheritance of land that does not belong to them. Nikashika simu, nikapigia huyo anajiita Dorka Bironga. Dorka Bironga, I called you immediately before this court thing started, na nikakuambia, you would rather, if what you're looking for is assistance, you would rather sit down and tell me, mheshimiwa, tunaomba utusaidie kwa sababu tumefikiwa hapa na hapa, tunataka kupanga matanga, we give my mother a good send off. I told her that. But I told her, hiyo kipindi mumeenda kufanya sasa, ya kuanza kuingiza propaganda and the same nonsense that you tried when my father died. At the end of the day, walikuwa, acha sasa niseme majina, kwa sababu naona hapa kuna watu wa nyumbani, ndo chembwate hapa basiga, kurusa meta. Let me tell you, mubwate omonto akoroku, Mary wa nyumba 10. Yes, let me say, na waona ingieni ndio niwaambie. I can see my sametabo basi people here. Mkona mtu anaitwa Mary. Mary ni mkubwa wa nyumba 10. Mary is one of the wives of a dead uncle of mine from the neighbor. Mary is trying to grab the land. Mary, I know. Manyete, I know. Mary went and sponsored and these people trying to tell them, don't worry, I'll fix you. And I told Dorka, you know, when you're grieving, because when we lost our father, also a lot of things were happening. And a lot of people were trying to tell us a lot of things. But, you know, the advice that I kept on being given was, you know, this is your father. You know what he wants. You know what he wanted. And you must give him a respectable and dignified send-off without the external pressures. Na nikaambia huyu msichana the same thing that I was told. Na nikamwambia hiyo vitina. Mary huyo Mary, kuna mtu ananiuliza Mary mgani? Mary huyo alikuwa bibi, mwenye ni bibi, na hata hiyo bibi ya Onkeo is questionable. Mary yule ambaye alikuja na mtoto pale kwa Onkeo, anasema ni bibi, saizi ni mkubwa wa nyumba 10, has been behind this, misleading people, telling them all sorts of lies, that they are entitled to A, B, C, D, E, and F, filling their heads with the fake stories so that awatumie, kwa sababu Mary ameuza mpaka kaburi ya pali bwana yake amezikwa. Ashauza. Sasa shamba imeisha, anataka kuingia huku kwetu achukue shamba. Mary ndo amekuwa nyuma ya hii kitu yote. And I've been keeping quiet today. Thank you my sisters. Thank you my mother. Mumenipatia permission ya kuongea. Because kwa heshima ya my family, my own family, my sisters, my mother, I have been keeping quiet. Because, you know, even the spirit of my father was saying, tell them the truth. But they have been telling me, don't involve us. Don't involve us. Don't involve us. Kuna mtu anaitwa Mary. Mary ameuza shamba na mtu mmoja ameuzia shamba is some guy hapo mwenye amejenga kwa barabara na ende toko Manyati. We know you very well. You have bribed all those officials wa permits, wamekupatia permit, umejenga gorofa kwa barabara, umemaliza barabara, unajaribu kuingia shamba ya Orwoba, which you people are saying haina wenyewe kwa sababu hakuna kijana huko. The kind of nonsense. So Mary amekuwa kisukuma hawa watu. I told Bironga, unajua hii kitu mkimaliza kotini, mumalize kila kitu, utaachwa peke yako. And I told her repeatedly, all these crazy hyenas around you, aba murabu wants CP, they are lying to you, vikoni all left, right and center. Watakuacha peke yako, and nyasaye ma, you still have to bury and give your mother a proper send-off. She didn't believe me. She didn't believe me. I can tell you now, it is 8.5 weeks. Can you imagine? 8.5 weeks since their mother died. I have been begging them, stop this nonsense. Stop it. Hawaski. Wanatumika. Only this Sunday that has passed. This Sunday imepita. Because finally, Abubuwan CP, they have left, they have abandoned, you know, they came as a flock, they incited these people, incited Wabo, Dorka, incited Wabo, I hear another one is called Oseko, incited them, wakangangana na kotini, mpaka wakasema msijali hata pesa ya kotini, sisi tukishinda, tutagawa shamba mutupatie, hiyo itakuwa ni malipo ya kusimamia kotini. That kind of nonsense. So, sasa wenye wameona hakuna shamba ya kugrab. Na wamekumbuka there is a mother in the mortuary for 8 weeks. And I'm sure the mortuary is asking for money. They have abandoned those kids. Starting with Mary. Mary. You are saying, I know Mugambi. Oh, Mugambi. From where? From where? Which kind of nonsense devil will allow for this kind of nonsense to go on? Mary. Laana ni kwako. Wamewacha, wameweka huko kando. Can you imagine they have left these children alone? On Sunday, this brother of theirs tried to call me. And I returned his call. And akitaka kuongea, I recorded that because those ones I record. I know how you people you like to spin stories. So that one I recorded. And I recorded. And I told Oseko. Oseko was drunk. Amaru, he's stressed. Awate chi pressure, you know, chi pressure proper. Asengencho, those people who have been lying to them, starting with their other brother, the other uncle, what have they done? They have abandoned these people. Now, there are 4 children who have their mother in the mortuary. 8 weeks now. No plan of how to bury. I called Oseko on Sunday. Nkamotebi. Aye. Now, suliona niliwaambia hao wajinga watawacha, wamewacha. You know, it doesn't mean that you don't have a burial. You must give your mother. That was your mother. That was your mother. You must give your mother a send-off. You must. So, you need to stop being in this ujinga yenye mko hapo. You don't want to deal with the truth. Stop it. Sit down with your sisters and make a plan. Naende, mongakere simia, tell me. Then he says, oh, sasa, drunk, he's forever drunk. Because, yani, I cannot even understand. By the way, Rigiji, hiyo program ya pombe, anafaa peleke Kisii. On a very, very, very serious note. So, first of all, mtu anauliza ulitumia pesa ngapi? Mimi sikuwa na kesi kotini. My friend, mimi sina shamba hapo. Hiyo shamba iko na mwenyewe. Kama umeingia kwa group saizi na ndio unataka saizi kuleta hiyo kisirani, ngojea urewind live ndio ujue. So, that one you will go and check from the beginning. Kesi imeisha, judgment ilitoka, and obviously, I cannot wake up me today. I take my father to go and bury in someone's property. It can never happen. It will never happen. Obviously. Now, all these con men are once sipping and mobote omontokoroku job bure. Nae, I know you. I know you. Tigai, let me keep quiet on that story. So, that is the situation as we speak now. On Sunday, ngakuwa na Umroyu Oseko. Drunk, very drunk. So tuache ikitu tunaweza solve, you know, amelewa. I tell him, Oseko, huwezi mpiga simu kumelewa? This is a serious matter. Mumepanga aje so that I know how to assist you as a leader. I know how to assist you as a leader, just as I've assisted many people in different capacities, whether it is funeral, school fees, whatever, so that I know how to assist you as a leader. Okay? So, hiyo kesi hapo ndio iko. Now, I hear people saying, Orwoba, umeshikilia mwili ya... Mimi si murogi, nchetari murogi. Nichukue mwili ya mtu niweke hapa kwa kabati kwa jikoni yangu. Are you crazy? I don't even know where they took the mother. I hear the mother is in a mortuary somewhere in Kisii. They are free to bury. They have been free to bury for the last 8.5 weeks. What they want to do is to bury in someone's property so that they can inherit someone's property. And that property is not even my property. Okay? So, in summary, Osoro, Chibloggers, all this blog, by the blogger kama unatumiwa, kuwa ukitumiwa ukijua mtu anakutumia hiyo 1500 ama 2000, atakuja kukutoa pale remand. Akulipie bail. Because we have so many bloggers in Kisii who are official household names of bloggers. How come they did not carelessly blog whatever nonsense you people have blogged? Munakuja hapa kuniambia, you come and clear the air. Clear the air. You wake up and put nonsense things because I'm a woman in Kisii and think that I will fear to respond? Yeah, kinche, no. I'll respond. Nonde. Na najua mmetumwa na Osoro. Najua. I say, so this thing has been going on for so long. Only today is when you have gotten the energy and the information to come and write nonsense for me. So, let my father rest in peace. Let their mother rest in peace. Let them make their plans to bury and give their mother a proper send-off, of which I have told them, I continue to tell them, I will assist. As a leader, I will assist. Now, Osoro, Chisegi, Mimi, you cannot scare me. These other women that you see, they keep quiet, they disappear into the background, and some of them, they opt to follow you without any direction. No. And by the way, in Bobasi, we use our heads. We use our heads. We don't just follow. You analyze. Even Governor Arati, akikanyaga pabaya, I am the same person who will come and say, Aki Governor, you are my governor. But, apo, umeenda, ni pabaya. Don't expect us to just follow nonsense things. So, if you want to hit me with all sorts of propaganda, please, I am an open book. I don't have secrets. Very open book. I will not respond to every nonsense that you come. But this one, because I asked my family, I must clear the good name of my father, Mbera Orwoba, a respectable man who brought up 4 girls, 4 very successful girls. That one, I will stand and I will tell you, you are wrong. Don't come for me. And let me tell you, malipo ikuangi kiati mbali iko tu hapa duniani. Okay? Sasa maswali zingine zenye mnataka kuulizana, mheshimiwa alitupa mwili ya baba yake kwa sijui river, mheshimiwa alichoma mwili ya baba. What kind of nonsense people are you? What kind of nonsense people? Yani everything hivi, what is that? What is that? Mnataka kufanya siasa na dead bodies? Respectable gentlemen and women. That is all you can offer Kisii County. Yani Osoro una idea nyingine ni kukalisha chini mablogo waanze kumwambia mchapa sema baba yake venye alikuwa hivi. What kind of nonsense? The other day in a WhatsApp group during elections, there is someone who came to say, sijui whose politician hata ajui mama yake na baba yake walikufa na ukimwi. I was the first person to tell them nonsense. Hiyo ni siasa gani unatuletea? Hapa kusi. Can we try and be reasonable? We try and be reasonable. Mimi ile siasa utaona nikipiga na mtu ni siasa. Hakuna mali. Sasa hata nitaanza kuingia kwa familia mtu, watu wengine hata tujui mabibi zao, hatujai waona, we don't even know where they came from, we don't know whether they are even Kenyans, but we don't go to their personal lives because your personal life is your personal life. Hata saa zile mnaingilianga women rep mwanze kumwambia ati donya sijui bwana yake this bwana yake, hutanipata mimi kwa hiyo kipindi ya hiyo ujinga ya siasa ya kuingia lea familia. Hutanipata kwa hiyo kipindi. You will never hear me speak about anyone and their family and their personal matters in relation to politics. Never. Because when you reach your house, you have a personal life. When I reach my house here, I am not Senator Gloria Orwoba. When I reach my house here, I'm Glow. Na hapa kwa nyumba yangu mimi ni Glow. Nafanya vitu zangu kama Glow. Unanielewa? Ukianza kuja kuniambia wengine nasikia mara mzungu mara ni, come on now, come on. Mnataka kunioa? Kama unataka kuniona, shoot your shot. Lakini usianze kusema nani amenichukua nani hajanichukua. Wewe niulize siasa yangu. Niulize, what am I doing in parliament? I tell you. Inkingokora. Ask me. Mheshimiwa, tulikuona umetumwa sijui wapi kufanya nini? Ulikuwa niulize vitu kama hizo. Acha kukuja kuniuliza hapa ujinga ya sijui nini. Mbona sionangi mkiuliza hao wanaume venye wameacha mabibi zao wakiapishwa hivi na Biblia, wameshachukua mabibi wengine, watoto wengine wamepotea hata hawajai rudi nyumbani. Sioni mkiwauliza, lakini wanawake ndio mnataka kuja kutupiga na siasa ya ujinga. Hata huyo Osoro ambaye anataka kuuliza kusema mimi nilitupa baba yangu wapi, sijui nilifanya nini. Mimi ushai kusikia mimi nikiongea maneno ya parents wake ama bibi yake? And I will never bring myself that low. So you bloggers, when you're being used, be sure ule ambaye anakutumia atakuja kukutoa pale remand. Jumi nita deal na nyinyi. And then muandike vitu zenye mnajua is a fact. But starting to write that my mother is married to a Kikuyu, shame on you. Wewe ameoa baba yako ni Mkikuyu ndo amemoa ukuje kutuandikia hapa ujinga. Hadi mnakosea mama yangu heshima. Ati amolona. My mother is not married to anyone as we speak. Mmeshamwekea mpaka bwana. Sijui huyu akupata. Wengine mnaongea ni kama mnalalanga kwa hizi vitanda na hao waheshimiwa. Shame. We are politicians, but we are human beings. So don't. Mimi nitakurudishia. Ukiniwekea nitakurudishia. Yesterday I said you cannot go to a forum and shoot and create chaos, especially where there are children. Yani to whatever anaiga wase kenyuru wamejaja, then you umeenda kutolea watu mabunduki na tear gas. I will repeat it and I will keep saying. Najua utanitumia guns nikikuwa huko. It's okay. Mulinitumia guns kwa Tallying Center. mlikuwa mnataka kunichoma huko kwa Tallying Center. My God is here. Ule Mungu mmoja wa William Ruto ndo amenifikisha mpaka hapa. Hiyo maneno ya goons, I will always speak against goons because I have suffered first hand the goons in Kisii that keep wanashinda wakitumiwa na hao wanasiasa. You go to a function and shoot at children. Throw tear gas to children. And then you want to call me and start telling me unaniharibia ground. Mimi ndio nilikuwa na bunduki na wewe huko ukienda kupigana na wazazi wanaenda kuchukua basari. Shame on you. Sasa kwa sababu nimekuambia ukweli unanitumia hapa mabloggers wakuja na uongo. Kujeni kwa wingi. Kujeni. Nchenomo basi. And I will not take that nonsense. Okay? And I'm not saying this because I support anyone. Arati nomo basi manyete, I know. But this is not because we come from the same area. This is because I'm a mother, I am a woman, and my politics will never be that politics. You're not going to change. I am the one who has entered politics to change the politics of Kisii. I have not entered Kisii politics to be changed into a goon. Yeah, I will not. I will not. And I will not support any thugs. And I will not support any violence. And I will not support siasa ambaye watu wanataka kuanza kuongea juu ya mabwana zetu, sijui nani, sijui tulifanya. Hiyo siasa mimi sita support. Sita support haki ya nani mimi. Wala sita support. Hata mkijaribu kuniingiza kwa hiyo siasa ati Donya aliua sijui nani, sijui alifanya nini. Let me tell you something. I do not support that kind of bullshit politics. Naenda igabu kusi, you people need to know that in other regions they have progressed. By the way, they have progressed. That you guys are doing. They are not doing this nonsense. You go to other regions, they are fighting each other about development. They are fighting each other about things that they want to do for their people. They are fighting each other about progressive issue-based politics. They are not fighting each other about where I buried my father. Shame. Wacha niachie hapo, wacha nikapumue. Mnajua sisi wa Kisii tuko na hasira. Alafu kuna mtu anakuja kusema Osoro ndo alinominate. Wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Ulisikia wapi mahali Osoro alinominate? Where did you hear? Wapi? Where? Kama kuna mtu alikuwa anapigana nitolewe kwa hiyo list vizuri ni Osoro. Msinikujie na hiyo ujinga. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Wengine wanasema ikisaganeke inki what? Calling me uncircumcised. What business do you have with my clitoris? What business? Shame. Sisi wa Kisii tunasema mtusonge kidogo. Kama wanawake wa Kisii, mtupe nafasi tobea bagambi. Mwacha hii siasa mnataka kutukujia, umeolewa, ujolewa, umefanya nini, mwingine anakuja kuniambia mpaka uolewe ndio ufanye nini mpaka. Come on. We are past that. Kama utaki kunipe kura wewe sema sitaki kukupatia kura, ishi hapo. The governor Simba Arati is the current sitting governor. I must respect him. Whether I like it or I don't like it, he is the governor. I must respect him. And me, I respect him. Now, Osoro is the chief whip in the National Assembly. Na mimi nampa heshima zake. Lakini mkumbuke, na mimi ni sitting senator. Munipe heshima zangu. We will demand. Asengencho 2024, my friend, sisi ndio tuko. Osoro, sisi ndio tuko. Notore, we are here. Sawa. So, I wish you well. Wacha nende nikapulize, punguza hasira imepanda sana. Pressure. Hata I need to take multivitamins. What? Pressure. Self-care. Wacha nende nikapumue kidogo. Please, I advocate for peace and politics for development. If you want to come to me telling me, let's send so and so goons, ushaanguka mtihani, I'm not going to support you. Alafu, my party leader amewasalimia sana. Umesikia? nawasalimia. Na heshima tunapatia kila mtu heshima zake. Sawa sawa? So you guys have a good night, and please spread the gospel, spread the truth, so that this propaganda nonsense can stop. Bloggers who still have false information, who are still perpetrating false information through their platforms, through their pages, I will deal with you and the law together. So have a good night. I will do another live saa zile sijakasirika, when I have good things. Wale wenye nilikuwa natumia pencils, wacha turudi kwa hiyo kipindi ya pencils. Tutoke kwa hii kipindi ya vitina. Sawa sawa? Alrighty. Bye.